Hello everybody, Reaper X1 here again, back playing some more Terra Tech in the R&D of 0.7.7.3. I had to do it, it rhymes so nicely, eh? But hey, welcome back to the episode, to my channel. If it's your first time, welcome even all the same. You know, if you're a repeat, same ditto. You know, awesome having you here. Hope you're having a good one. As always, I'm trying. So far, it's looking good. Now, a little bit of backstory on this one is we've got these new blocks that let us remotely detach things without pulling blocks and that. You know, we hit X and they fall apart for us. So I've been wanting to use them for some creativity. And I got stumped on with all the ideas that I come up with. And so, you know, as I was reading through some comments on some of my other videos, there was a couple suggestions, or challenges, if you will. And one of them was to make a plane using propellers. I think they might have meant one propeller, but I got a little carried away, sorta. So we'll see how it all turns out, but I used that suggestion. And then I was also, another suggested challenge, we'll say, was to make a flyer that would carry a payload of some sort and then drop it. So as you can see, yeah, I'm making some bombs. Because with these new blocks, you can see the little yellow, black, and red things in the middle. Those are the detach blocks, I guess. I don't remember the name of them, actually. But we're going to try and make this a bomber. And now, I'm not really counting on the fuel to do a whole lot, so that's why I'm loading it with missiles, too, and AI. So, you know, as they're falling, they can shoot. Hopefully. But I don't think the range is on the missiles is far enough to really make them super effective, so they might just crash and fall on the ground and then do some shooting. But we're going to find out eventually, right? But first we got to build them. And since this is kind of my real first attempt, I'm just going to do some testing. See how those detached blocks really work for this situation. But then, where's the fun in that? So what I'm going to do here is I got them basically under a basic understanding, I'll say. Hit X, they detach. So as far as everything else, we're going to go from there. Now my one concern is how the cabs go. Because is it going to go by the first cab added? Is the dominant cab? Or how, right? Most likely what I just said. And thinking of that while I'm building this, you know, I'm kind of wondering. But the thing that makes me keep on going is those missiles aren't hard to build, or the bombs. So even if I have to, I can rebuild them. Here's hoping I don't have stuff. I got a feeling I might, though. But you know, oh, excuse me, it did get me thinking. What if we could select what one was the master cab or the parent cab, and then the other would be like the children cabs? That might be a neat little feature to be able to select, so we don't have to potentially tear things apart. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see how it works, and then we'll go from there. But really, for this part, I just want to get these kind of wrapped up, enclosed in somewhat of a, what would you call it, a bomb bay? It sounds funny, that's a place. But, yeah, like, I just wanted to get these organized and in here, make sure they're all going to fit so I can have everything as efficient and as effective as I can. And these be the new propellers for Venture, as most of us know. I'm pretty sure they're classified as a propeller. They have a propeller in them. They could be more of a turbine, but it still has a propeller, right? It's not quite a jet, but it's almost as close. But we're going to use these ones. And now, I hate to say this, but I can't remember who made the suggestion for the plane with the propeller. And I forgot to look it up in the comments. Well, I tried. I just didn't get far enough through them before I had to do other stuff. So, if you're hearing this, here's your suggestion at work. And if this isn't quite what you were thinking of, you could always make the suggestion again. A little more details, maybe. Size limits, types of propellers, things like that. You know, I'm flexible. But I'm only as flexible as I can be, knowing the requirements you're asking. So this is the first step. Figure we'll get this, and as you can see, I am loading this thing with propellers, and it's basically going to just be propellers and wings for the most part. So what I really want to do is kind of just get enough so it's maybe flyable, and then we'll see how it handles. But I kind of got sucked into making the back a bit. I'm not really sure if this is going to really be a bomber-looking plane. I don't know. I don't really want to make it huge, but I kind of already did. It's bigger than I was already hoping it to be. But yeah, that's kind of what happens with me. I get into an idea and then it's like, well, you know, I like this, and then it gets big. But this one I'm not going to make too huge. I don't want to kill my frame rate every time I play. We'll try and keep it somewhat surviving. But first we're going to get some more force in here. Some aeronautical thrust. And yeah, it's a lot of wings. So I'm hoping it'll glide nice. And I'm hoping it'll be fast. My goal is for around 100 on flat flying. So anything better than that is going to be sweet. I would actually like to have speed control. So I could maybe my minimum flight speed would be like 60. Maybe I could like cruise control that. That would be nice. There's a lot of little features I would like to see for the flying. And there's a lot of them they're working on or have in plans or on their to-do list. So it's kind of a wait, be patient type of thing. But some of them are like a hover feature. So, hit an altitude, hit a button, stops you at that altitude, so you're more controlled flying, bombing runs, whatnot. But not just for choppers. I have it for planes too, so like a cruise control or autopilot, just for height. I don't really want it to take care of steering, unless, you can predetermine what base you want it to fly to and landing. That'd be a pretty advanced feature, but that's not what I'm after. I just want something that can control altitude. And, it would be nice to have an artificial horizon on the UI so you can actually tell what angle you may be tipped at and all this other craziness. I think it would help. But let's see how she handles. Oh, she's a weird one. See if we can get her. Oh, it's a tricky one. I might have to nose that front leg up a bit. But look at that. She takes off when she gets in there. Oh, that did not work. Okay, well that explains it right there. The first cab you place is the dominant cab. Guaranteed, because I was right about the middle of it. So basically I just want to see if they'll release now. We're going to try her again to see what it looks like. Yeah, there we are. That actually looks pretty neat the way that does it, except for the big dang plane falling behind it. Will it blow up? Not really. So yeah, there's a suggestion I made on the forums there the other day after building on this about a button of boom. So what it basically was a suggestion for a block that is nothing more than a button. Doesn't have to be big, it could be the smallest little thing as a light. But when it impacts on something, that every fuel tank connected to that individual tech would explode like a bomb. Now, for this idea is about one of the only real uses for it is bomber style stuff, or kamikaze, I guess. You can make planes for that too, which flying AI, kamikaze planes, I could get into that. That could be sweet. Have like a fleet of 10 or something, just boom, 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 and it's just everywhere. Mayhem! Big crazy, I'm gonna try and get something to hit here. I moved my cab. Yeah, that did not work out. But as you can see, the bombs are firing. So the AI did take over, set itself to guard when they detached. But yeah, I'm going to rebuild these missiles and we'll get them put back in there. And then we'll have our dominant cab where it's supposed to be. Hopefully. It'll take a minute. Well, that's the nice thing with video editing. It might only take a minute. So yeah, not too Not exactly sure where I started them all off, so I left one here as kind of a guide for my spacing and block count and all that. And also so I can remember how I made them the first time, because they seem to act the way I want. Like they nose down, they fly, they hit, and the front tank blows up. Now, I'm just going to build this to get it to work and fly, and then I think what I might do is I'm going to go and do some more testing on the actual bomb design. Because seeing what I've seen out of this, I got a feeling it could work, but it's not going to be as effective as I hope and everyone else may be hoping, because fuel doesn't really do enough damage when it blows up next to you. And if you can't get them all to blow up at the same time, it's minimal. Because by the time one blows up, causes damage, repair bubbles and whatnot, I can fix it. And then the next one blows up, fix, blow up, fix, blow up, fix. But if you had like all the fuel tanks on this, because there is 5 small Ventures, there is 2 bigger Hawkeye, and well, missiles on top of that, they should cause a little damage when they blow up too. It makes sense, they are missiles. But if it could all blow up at the same time, and I could actually hit something with it, I think it would do at least some damage. Maybe knock the batteries down a little bit. Especially with 3 of them. Now the only way to make it even better is if we could have it... See, I put the 5-way steering thing on the back in hopes that the AI would actually be able to do something with it. And maybe steer. But with it being on the back, it's most likely going to steer it the wrong way. So it would be all backwards. Left would be right, right would be left. But I haven't even really seen it trying to use it. So I don't think that's going to be an issue. It's just going to be on there for effect, I guess. Maybe I should put a rocket back there. I wonder if they would use it. I know most of the AI doesn't really do well with flight right yet. You can trick it and make techs that will hover high enough and fly on their own. But it's because you're tricking it to make it think that it's still on the ground with the hover wheel glitch. And it works, it does. It will fight, it will follow, do stuff like that. It's not exactly even as good as the normal AI use on the ground, but you know, it's neat. Something to play with. I've done it a few. A bunch of us have done a couple different designs and ideas with that. But now, if I could just get it compressed into a small little package of a bomb, that would be cool. That's part of my testing I might do. So we're going to see. But right now, I just want to see how we fare on actually dropping bombs and maybe come close to hitting something. It would be pretty nice to actually make contact and do some damage. I'd actually be happy if it just works good this time and leaves my plane in the air flying, but we'll find out here in a second. What's it going to do for us? Get leveled off a little bit, up. Just a touch, and right about there. There we go, they fell out alright. Oh yeah, only 2 left. What the heck? What happened to the third one? Oh, there it goes. Delayed. So yeah, there's the forward movement of my plane seems to be getting things jammed up in there, so it might need another redesign. Now, originally I was intending this on just to be a quick build, just to test our proof of concept kind of thing. But like I said, I got into it. I was thinking of making like the Blackbird style plane with a wide kind of back end, long, narrow point to it for the cockpit area and all that. But then if I do it to scale, I think I'm going to hit over my build limit. So I don't know if I really want to do that. So I might make this more of a snub-nosed bomber. Not quite like the Stealth. The triangular boomerang-shaped ones. Or I think that's how I always classify them or describe their shape. But maybe something. Something similar, but not quite. Because I am a pretty big believer in cool and original. I use other ideas, you know, I get inspired from others, but I always try to put my own twist or spin on everything. So it's not like cookie cutter kind of stuff. Because that's one of the most sickening things I've ever come across is the lack of originality. Now, I'm hoping I'm actually sticking with my goal. I think I've been doing all right in that respect to things. Because, well, I don't know. I've never seen anything as weird as some of the stuff I've made. Maybe weird, but it's still original. That's that's where I find importance. So yeah, I was just thinking it was a wee bit underpowered. So we're gonna just hop this baby up with a little more boost. Get these all in there, filled in quite white nicely. Yeah, I kind of got away from the design I was originally going for. I was going to go for all nice tapered, maybe like an arrowhead, something like that. I'm not sure. Ooh, that looks pretty. I was thinking of putting flamethrowers in the back there, just so I could have fire, but then if you hit the... try and use the flamethrowers before you drop the bombs, well, you're shooting missiles into yourself. And, I don't know if it damages you. It didn't seem to. But I really didn't want to take the chance, just in case it blew me up. So I figured this would be a good time to save, just so horrible things don't happen. There was a little test run in there. Horrible things did happen. Not super horrible. Things worked alright-ish, except I crashed, trying to do tricky maneuvers. Yeah, it wasn't a bomb test. It was just a flight test. Just to see how responsive the controls were, how many of the different maneuvers it can do. Because I have my own little flight tests that I do when I make planes. Like the standard maneuvers. The rolls, the barrel rolls, the flips, the spins, the whatever you want to call them, Try and find out what the lowest altitude is from a vertical, straight down dive to saving it. So I pull up, flatten out, and then regain altitude, take off again. For this one, it seems to be in the neighborhood of 400 feet. So if I'm coming down at 400 feet left, straight down vertical, I should be able to pull up and recover. As long as my plane hasn't been destroyed or blown up too badly. Which does happen. I have been in planes before that have been shot down. Even though we don't really have any good anti-air kind of stuff, weaponry, which I think is really long overdue. We've had missiles for so friggin' long now, and we have no defense against them. Which is kind of silly. Because ballistics and stuff like that, bullets and whatnot, there's a defense. It's your shields. Now, I don't think the missiles really respect the shields too much. Because, well, they seem to just tear me apart. Even when I have shields. Now, maybe they're knocking my batteries down. Maybe the damage is that high. I don't know. But, ouch, it hurts a lot. I would really like to see some automated minigun turrets or something, laser weapon or whatnot, just to be able to blow missiles out of the sky. Even flat cannons, we have the fireworks launcher. I think that should be turned into a flat cannon and made useful. Not so pretty, but useful. Maybe have a fireworks launcher as one of the accessory blocks or something. Or, maybe make a whole new flat cannon. I don't know. There's lots of options. But have missiles themselves be targetable. That's the big flaw in what we've got right now with the missiles, is there is nothing that targets them. I know it would be extra entities into the game if they were classed as their own tech or something for a short period, but if your guns could hit them and you had one that would turn fast enough and shoot fast enough with the right ranges and accuracy, I'd be willing to deal with a little lag for something cool like that. I don't know. Maybe the devs have got their own plans in mind. I haven't seen or heard too much talk of what's going to happen in that aspect. So, I put out my ideas on the forums here and there once as I can, but, there ain't enough of us saying them. They don't find it that important. So if you got any suggestions too, hey, hit the forums. That's where all the good stuff's going to happen. You may think Steam's the place to go to talk to the devs. Not really. The actual forum, that's where to go. If you want to get your opinions heard, go there, tag one of the developers. They're usually pretty good for answering in a timely manner, but they are busy. Well, right in here, I'm thinking, well, we're getting to be on the longer side for this video, so it's time to do a little more testing. Since we got our boat built, I think this is alright for a finished tech, for a concept idea, proof of concept actually. We got our 3 missiles in, or bombs, not quite missiles. Bombs fall, missiles fly. That's my definition. So first, I kind of want to get a little maneuverability here, because this is now a finished tech. So, a lot of lift been added to it, a lot of glide been added to it. And, it's actually quite touchy. You got to be really on the ball. But we're going to try and bomb these. Oh, look at them go. There's 1, 2, 3. Oh, almost perfect. Did we hit that one? Oh, I fell beside it. Ah, so close. So close. I thought we were going to do something awesome there. I thought it was going to fall right and everything. But I like the way they come out. 1, 2, and 3. That was, awesome for, a carpet bombing scenario. Oh, I made it. I clipped it, but I made it. I didn't think I would even fit through there. But, I think right around in here, I better get wrapping this one up. So, as always, I'd like to thank you once again for joining me. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. And if you did, hey, throw the likes down below, the comments. Subscribe if you haven't. Ding the bell if you haven't. Because that's all that kind of awesome that only you guys can bring. And never fear, it is always appreciated. That's why I thank you so much. And also, don't forget about the Saturday Showcase. I'm going to do my damnedest to get that all started back up this weekend. So, tomorrow, after you see this Saturday. I got 2. I'm going to hopefully get a double feature in. I'm trying. So, yeah, if you'd like to get your own done, all you need is to find my Showcase Auditions link. Post your cool and original text to the thread that it takes you to, and I'll take her from there. And we'll have some fun inspiring others, sharing ideas, and creating cool and original. And other than that, if you'd like to help out the little channel and make a donation, there's a PayPal.me link down in the description. It's set up for $2 US. If you'd like to make the donation, that would be great, and that would also be really helpful and appreciated. And it would also get your name entered into a draw for a 3D printed tech, where the winner will be called the last week of November. It's currently valued at $40. So if you're interested and you want to participate, that's all part of the donation appreciation program. So until next time, everybody, keep being the awesome, keep having a good one. Bye.